Alltså det är så sjukt varmt här. Det är så jävla hett här inne. Jag vet inte hur jag ska få ner. Jag kommer inte få ner temperaturen överhuvudtaget. Det är bara att köra.
This recording should be all you need to help you with possible language problems and gives you greater confidence in speaking Swedish.
We'll begin by saying some of the useful everyday phrases. Yes, ja, no, nej, thank you, tack. Don't forget to repeat the Swedish as accurately as you can. How do you do? Pleased to meet you. Goddag, trevligt att träffas. Or informally, cheerio. Hey.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing really well out there. I myself am sitting here complaining about yet another heat wave that we're having here in the UK. Is it the second or the third? I lost count. It's warm. And I know it's worse in other places when it comes to climate, in other places of the world. But I just need to have my rant. Let's face it, the houses here in the UK are not built for this kind of weather. And neither am I, to be honest. So, rant over. I'm warm. I'm sweating profusely. But yeah, we're going to go through this. It's Friday, and that means it's the second installment of my Friday Crescendo. Yes, I learned how to pronounce that. In my first episode, I said crescendo. How very Swedish of me. But yeah, I am from Sweden, so it will have the odd, strange pronunciations when it comes to this channel and me. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Yeah, but really, the high point of the week, Friday, it's finally here again, and it's time to celebrate that. But before we can celebrate, we need to kick things off properly here. And that is, of course, with Danny from the Kids from Fame. So, take it away, Danny.
Friday night's gonna be alright, it's gonna be right, it's gonna be alright now, baby. Friday night.
Yes. Now we're in the mood for this Friday night, leading us into the lovely weekend. And this is a place for me to collect smaller topics, things that I want to talk about. Instead of doing separate videos, I can talk about, like I did in my last video, what I was really looking forward to when it comes to record releases or some other tidbits. And I have a topic for you guys here, very fittingly for this heat wave that we're experiencing at the moment. But first, I want to do a bit of a continuation from last week, and this is not going to be like a standard segment, like me doing a news segment here every Friday. Only if anything comes onto my radar that sounds really interesting when it comes to record releases, I'm going to mention it here. So yes, this is a continuation from last week. 2 releases. One of them came onto my radar after the fact. And that is from the Swedish artist Robin. Here we go, with her self-titled album, Robin. This was actually her 4th album, and the albums before this was quite different, we might say. The first one she released at a very young age was more R&B oriented, and she blew everyone away with her great voice, of course. Then the second album, a bit poppier sound, and then the third one, a bit more of that pop sound. And granted, it had some highlights on all 3 of them, I have to say. But it was on this 4th album where she really established herself as the Robin we know today. We love and admire and listen to. That is this Robin. So she was signed to Jive Records, I believe it was, for the first 3 records. She got fed up with it. She wanted to do her own thing, so she left Jive and formed her own record company called Konnichiwa Records. And that was the first release on Konnichiwa. And the reason I'm mentioning this one is because this is going to be re-released in September, I believe it was. I wrote it down here. Yes, the 19th of September. You will be able to lay your hands on this one once again. Because when it was initially released, it was only released on CD back in 2003, I think it was. And then in 2020, I got hold of this one on Record Store Day. It was an RSD exclusive, and I was one of the happy people who got hold of this double LP, the self-titled Robin. And at the time, it came out on opaque red vinyl and a really good pressing as well, I have to say. And the presentation of this one is just stunning. A nice gatefold cover here, track listing on the back, and on the inside we get matching inner sleeves as well for this one. And this is an album that has a lot of great tracks. I would say the whole album is solid, really. But things that you would recognize perhaps from Robin is With Every Heartbeat, Who's That Girl, Crash and Burn Girl, perhaps, who knows. And we can't forget that they included the wonderful cover, or Prince cover, I want to say, by Robin here, Jack You Off. It's such a great one. And I don't think it was included on the original release when it was on CD. It did came out as a B-side for With Every Heartbeat, if I'm not misremembering. I got it back here somewhere. But yeah, I do believe it's that one. But there's so many great tracks on this one. Be Mine is on this one as well. Cobra Style, Handle Me, and of course, Konnichiwa Bitches. Yes. Filled of great tracks. So now it can be yours from the 19th of September. This time around, it's repressed on Coke bottle green vinyl or something like that. Yeah, you know, the Coke bottle green. Yeah, that's what is going to be released on. And if it's anything to compare with this pressing that I just show you, it is a stellar one. And most importantly, it is a great album. So if you never had this one on vinyl before and you really had a gap in your collection for this, go and pick it up for sure. Highly recommended. Another thing I want to follow up on an upcoming release that I actually forgot about last week. I had written it down, but for some reason it just escaped me. It's Belinda Carlisle. She's releasing a new album in September as well. And I was stoked when I heard about this. I really like, oh yes, Belinda is back. And that's not because I've been following Belinda slavishly throughout the years. I'm a bit stuck in the 80s, 90s, Belinda Carlisle still. But I was excited to hear that she had a new album out. And then I read the press release of this. I'm just going to read a couple of lines from this. It mentions that she was in the Go-Go's, of course, and she had a brilliant solo career and all of that. We know that. So this one is called Once Upon a Time in California. And it says in the press statement here that it opens up with a stirring remake of Bacharach and David's Gem, written for Dionne Warwick and One Who Had a Heart. Yeah, so far so good, yeah. Then Belinda pays her respect to such timeless artists as the Carpenters. Okay. Gordon Lightfoot, Jim Croce. I think it's pronounced Jim Croce, at least. You have to correct me down in the comments, if not. And then Albert Hammond's The Air That I Breathe, of course. And Everybody's Talking. That's Harry Nilsson. That was it in Midnight Cowboy? That one, yeah. Great track. And Reflections of My Life. And that is an original track by Marmalade. Yeah. So it is a covers album, and I have to say I was a little bit disappointed because I was looking forward to an all new original compositions for Belinda Carlisle. But this could work. It could, absolutely. I used to frown my nose upon covers albums before. But a couple of years ago, a couple of those covers albums that I happened to hear did change my mind on covers albums. So I'm not as opposed to them today as I used to be. But this is one that I need to listen to first before I make my mind up of actually buying it on a physical format. But it's good to see that Belinda is back at least. And if you do set your mind on getting this one on a vinyl record, for example, you will get it in a Californian Sunset vinyl. And of course, you could opt in for the CD variant as well if you want. But yeah, that was just a summary of something I think was worth mentioning, because I'm always been a big fan of Belinda Carlisle's music, like I said, in the 80s, early 90s. But I think she still has a good voice. And for certainly Robin's self-titled album, highly recommend that one. And the last bit of news that I picked up this week was from Prince. Yes. So they announced that they have further things coming out from that Prince vault that they have, or he had. He set that up with material that he recorded, unfinished, finished products that he felt, I'll just put them in my vault for now, because I have 3 other projects that I'm working on at the moment. So it's filled to the brim with unreleased music from Prince. And over the years, we had some of these things released by the Prince estate. Welcome to America. I just slipped my mind. Welcome to America is, I think, the more prominent title coming from that vault. It was released a couple of years ago, and it was a fully formed or recorded album by Prince that he put into the vault for reasons. And it is an absolute brilliant album, one of my favorite Prince albums for sure. So yeah, a lot of things has been coming out from the vault over the years. And it's not like Prince would have been opposed to this. I don't think so if he was still alive. He did say in an interview, and I can't remember when, but it was way back, someone asked him about, is it true that you have a vault? And he said, yes, it is. And he explained something around this. And he got a follow-up question saying, would you ever release anything from that? And he said, I don't know, but someone probably will at some point. And he was alluding to the future. In the future, somewhere, someone will probably release it. So he wasn't like, no, I don't want anyone to release this at all. So, yeah. I think the Prince, is it called the Prince estate? Yeah, but you know what I mean. The people that are looking after Prince's material. Yeah, so they now decided that later this year, we don't have a confirmed date, that the Vault Volume 1 will be released. And from what I could read here on the internet, is that it's 15 tracks from recorded between 1983 and 1991. What a great period, by the way, for Prince, I have to say. So I'm really curious about this one. And he also says here, among the standout titles are Midnight Equator, a sultry funk track with politically charged lyrics. Yeah, he wasn't afraid of that at all. And then we have Glass Wings, haunting a piano ballad reminiscent of Sometimes It Snows in April. And yes, if it's even close to that, it would be a brilliant track. Sometimes It Snows in April is from the Parade album, and it's one of the great Prince ballads out there, in my opinion. And then Electric Blue Dream, a psychedelic jam that stretches over 9 minutes with the soaring guitar solos and layered harmonies. And yeah, Prince wasn't afraid of jamming for hours, really, I would think. Just look at the 12-inch single for America, for example, which is one of my favorite 12 inches from Prince. That is 21 minutes of pure bliss, pure jam. It's absolutely great. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this one, and the great news in this, it's called Volume 1, so hopefully they won't stop at that. We will get a Volume 2 eventually, and so forth and so on. So really great news from the Prince side of things. And now, folks, I will take a bit of a break, because like I said, it's warm and I'm sweating profusely. For you, it will just be a matter of a couple of seconds, but for me, probably an hour. I will be back very soon. I'm back after a cold drink and a fan blowing in my face. I'm ready for more Friday Crescendo. I thought I was going to round off this by recommending some cool listening for warm summer days, really. Some cool music. And I grabbed a couple of records from my record collection that I've been listening to quite a lot now, just recently. So the first one is this. It's Sade, and it is Paradise in what it says on here, remix. That's it, Sade remix. So that's what you get on one side of this one. And then on the other, it's By Your Side by Sade in Ben Watt Lazy Dog mix. as well. And that is a good one, more suited for the clubs than just lounging about. The one that I'm recommending today is this one, the Paradise remix. Of course, it's suitable for the dance floors as well, but it is a very laid-back track. I mean, Sade in herself has a very cool, breezy voice, right? And the way she performs her songs. Add then to some airy percussions, some dreamy synthesizers, and you got a perfect mix. This is a really nice laid-back mix of Paradise by Sade. And I got this one. I believe this is a bootleg. It's not an official release at all. It just has the title and remix and a catalog number. That's basically it. But I came across it on Juno Records here in the UK, an online store. And they had this one. And the good thing about Juno, that's what I was going to say, is that they have a pre-listening function. So whatever title you're looking at, you can listen to some sound snippets from that record. And as soon as I heard a couple of seconds from this one, I was like, yes, I'm going to order that one. So yeah, that's where that one came from. So cooling remedy number one for this summer musically is Sade's Paradise, the remix. The next one I want to recommend from my collection here is this one. This is Lana Ray's fourth album, Honeymoon. And just the cover itself really gives you a sense of that warm summer day, right? It's probably in California, Los Angeles. She's sitting on one of these Starline tour buses. And the album itself, it's just a remarkable piece of work. Very cinematic, very laid back, a very, very chilled record, and something that I really prefer to put on, if anything, from Lana Del Rey during summertime. Well, she has some other ones, like Chemtrails Over the Country Club is another really cool breeze of air. But this one, I went for this one because I think it's, like I said, very cinematic in the feel of it. And of course, add that on top of that Lana Del Rey's wonderful voice as well. And you got a perfect blend of it all. And as usual, the execution of the album itself, I just have to mention that, is extraordinary when it comes to most of Lana Del Rey's albums. This one, beautiful gatefold with Lana there in a sun-drenched California, perhaps Los Angeles once again, and there she is on the tour bus. And it doesn't stop there. We also got a booklet with this one. Yeah, some nice photos once again. Sun-drenched, there she is, applying some makeup and some nice greenery as well. Yeah, the whole album really just spells out summer, at least for me, in my opinion. So yeah, another cool one for me to recommend to you guys. Lana Del Rey's Honeymoon album. Really, really good. And then we go to France and the French Riviera. Who knows? This is BB Flash. Yet another one I picked up from Juno Records earlier this year, actually. Never heard of BB Flash before, but since they had that pre-listening thing on Juno, I listened for a couple of seconds and I was sold. I was like, how could I miss this one? Because this one originally came out in 1983. This is a reissue from last year, and it is such a great, great summer kind of a song, really, because I am not fluent and I don't understand French at all, but just by listening, I mean, the tonality of the French is of course wonderful, but just by listening to both her voice and the melody itself, you could feel that summer breeze coming towards you and the sun is shining and all that. That's at least what I picked up from this one, so I fell in love with it, and it's such a good one. And I'm going to attempt to pronounce the title here, but as usual, I have my trusted Google Translate besides me to back me up. So, but let me give this a shot. So I think it is History d'un soir. Bye bye les galères. Or something like that. What do you say, translate?
Histoire d'un soir. Bye bye les galères.
I was close. But yeah, BB Flash, I think her real name is Brigitte something, and I will for sure hunt down some more music by BB Flash, because I know there is more released by her. And I just want to say another thing, because I just said I don't understand a word that she's singing in here, but I actually translated the lyrics at some point because I was curious, of course. And roughly it's about having a good time. It's the whole lyric is her and her friends talking to each other. That's at least the impression that I got about, everyday things and how they're going to dress when they go out later that night and who they're going to meet up with, and some gossip, just normal things really. And it's done by we could call it rapping part or spoken parts at least, and then of course we get the singing in the chorus and so forth and so on. So it's all about going out, having a really good time, dancing, and have that freshly new tan from spending your time on the French Riviera during the day, who knows, and just living your life during the summertime. You really get that vibe from both the lyric and just by hearing the melodies in itself and the way she performs it as well. BB Flash, really recommend this one. Pick it up if you're a fan of 80s synth pop / disco. Yeah, great one. BB Flash.
Ce soir on sort, on oublie nos galères. Ce soir on sort et on oublie tout.
And the last one is another French one. I do believe, I should have checked up on this, but I do believe they are French as well. This is Bandolero and Paris Latino. Yes, so at least they are singing in French and they have a rapper who raps in English. So are similarities between these two. This one came out in 83. This one came out in 83. And they're both pretty funky. I didn't say that about the BB Flash, but it is a pretty funky track. Got a very pronounced bass line in it, and so does this one. And if you can resist going on the dance floor after hearing the initial bars on this, or even the BB Flash, I don't know what's wrong with you. Yeah, but this is another gem from 1983. What a great year it was in France. That is the case if they are French, but I do believe they are. I should have checked it. Put a notice down here if it's correct or not. Great stuff. This is, of course, the 12-inch single I'm holding in my hand, but if you can get hold of a 7-inch, it doesn't matter. This is just a bit more, a longer one, a bit of an extension. It doesn't say it's an extended version, but I do believe it's a bit longer than the 7-inch. But yeah, just great, breezy stuff. This is perhaps more passionate, more exotic, more Mediterranean in a way, the way it feels. But two great records from 1983. Bandolero, Paris Latino, the last one out.
Qué bueno, qué rico, qué lindo, Paris Latino. Qué bueno, qué rico, qué lindo, Paris Latino.
Yeah, I'm going to round off things here very shortly. I just want to make a shout out to my very good friend Tim, who has a YouTube channel called Electric Cafe. And on that channel, he talks about music, he reviews music, and so forth and so on. It's all about music, much like my channel, really, but on a broader spectrum when it comes to genres, really. I haven't reached those heights yet, if I'm ever going to reach those heights, I have to say. No, he does such a good work over on his channel, got tons of videos just about music. And just yesterday I checked out his new video about new releases in the genres of house and techno, and believe me when I say there wasn't a bad record in that list. It was such a good presentation by Tim. He included sound snippets for all of these new releases as well, and I was blown away. I was so impressed that when I woke up this morning, I actually placed an order for some of those records. I would have loved to get them all, but, you know, money, yeah, it doesn't grow on trees, like my father used to say. Yeah, so no, please go and check out Tim's channel, Electric Cafe, link down in the description. But now I'm going to finish, and thank you all for watching yet another video and joining me on this Friday Crescendo. I will be back very, very soon with more videos, certainly next week for Friday, another Friday Crescendo. And who knows, I might be talking about some disco or perhaps some celebrities who went into doing music. Who knows? My list is really endless when it comes to ideas for these Friday Crescendos. So you have a lot to look forward to, and I really hope you enjoy it as well. But yeah, like I said before, now I really need to finish off this video, because otherwise I will turn into a puddle. I will melt. That's how warm it is. Yeah, that was my second rant about the heat wave here in the UK. But now, rant over. Until next time, I hope you all take care of yourself, stay cool, keep listening to the music. And Danny, please.
Movie rolls on, there ain't no more love scenes, the romance is gone. But it's a one-man show, it's moving real slow, but it's picking up speed as I'm turning the key. Coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Hey, Friday night's gonna be alright.
Goodbye. Adieu.
Adjö.
You are now all prepared to have a go at speaking Swedish yourself.